Here we are back in Aviary Attorney. The last time I started this trial with the murder of Monsieur Grenwee. And I was not done with it. I did not present some evidence yet. I was about to, though, because there was something that indicates that the blood on the paws of the cat lady, Caroline, was not the victim's blood, and I was about to present it. So here we are with Judge Maxime asking me, Monsieur Falcon, do you have a reason to suspect that the blood on Dame Caroline's paws did not belong to Monsieur Grenwee? And I do, actually. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Caroline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Caroline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? Here we have the steak. Because it's bloody and all. On the evening of the murder, Dame Caroline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Remington? Well, I am, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It's a possibility. No! They find it intriguing, I guess. You gain a little favor with the jury. Why, thank you. So, Inspector Valerti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Caroline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Caroline to eat with her paws. It forced... Yeah, the silverware was stolen, right? Dame Caroline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rorgueil residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rorgueil approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! You gained a little favor with the jury once more. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Ha! Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. So we won. It wasn't too hard, for now. Fine, so be it. Monsieur, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Oh, there's more? Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robinho, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robinho, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? So if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me, he's kinda cocky. I am the great Monsieur Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste. Tu es une pipe. I don't know what it means. You may have seen my works in hip magazines. Le branché or c'est chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Robinho. But let's get out of business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well, I was hired by Baron Rorgueil to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7:30. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rorgueil and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. That's the one we spotted in his house. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So, let's see, who do we have here? In the middle we see Baron Rorgueil, the lion who hosted the event. On the left we see Seigneur Pourtoir de Mion, the father of the defendant, Dame Caroline. And finally we see the housemaid, Colleen Duhot, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenwee. The second is the defendant, Dame Caroline de Mion. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Remington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set 7:30? What? They were missing inside the house, right? Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Valerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Caroline herself. Falcon, something is fishy. In the jail cell, Dame Caroline told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her at Robinho's photograph. That's true, but I can't use Dame Caroline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Robinho's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Select the statement. There we go again. Okay, so we know the the clock pointers are missing from the clock, but not in the picture. So I arrived at 7 p.m. I set up my camera and captured the beauty of the evening's events in one magnificent photograph. Then I billed Baron Rorgueil and left. I think we should ask about a photograph, but let's have a look at my evidence first. I got the letter, the photograph, the camera, yeah. Fish. I guess I should stress this one. Missing clock hands. Don't know how it's significant yet, but... Alright. Let's talk about a photograph. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I guess I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinho, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific. Certainly. I guess. click on the... Okay, I have to click. Let's click on this. Yes. The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Remington. I have evidence that there is something wrong with the clock in that picture. Because of this. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crinière has no hands. It has no hands? But I need to prove this, right? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rorgueil or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinho, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process? An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinho, edited this photograph. In that day and age? Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinho created a perfect alibi. What do you got to say about that? Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinho coerced, bribed, threatened? Or is he the killer? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho. Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenwee? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Robinho, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws. More than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. Well, it's kind of obvious that we're talking about or the father or the Baron, I guess. His claws? Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the Ancien Régime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, monsieur. More favor. So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Caroline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Caroline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Seigneur Pertois des Miao, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Seigneur Pertois to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rorgueil deliberately tried to frame Dame Caroline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Remington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, mayhaps I should offer my opinion. Oh, there is the Baron. Baron? It's not in time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed, let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good, and I trust that the defense has no objections? No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Oh, okay. Baron Rorgueil, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenwee left to visit the garden. Dame Caroline followed behind him moments later. Seigneur Pourtoir, Monsieur Robinho and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenwee and Dame Caroline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rorgueil, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. There we go again. Select the statement. The dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenwee left to visit the garden. Yeah, Dame Caroline followed behind a few moments later. My housemaid discovered the pair just after the photographer left and called for help. Let's try to look at my evidence. Does this red herring has to do with anything? I think I should ask him about the cigar butt. I think. Where does that fit in? Let's try to ask him about the garden. Baron, we saw the murder scene, your garden, for ourselves. When was the last time you visited it? Baron Rorgueil, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. The cigar. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody and... Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. Now he's backing up. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find it believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little peddling, the cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron Rorgueil, deliberately